October 1999 saw a disaster take 14 people's lives, injured 22 people, and one miracle story that just has to be told. This year is the 25th anniversary of the cable car tragedy at the Meiling River Gorge in China. So, what does this have to do with Dimash and the tragedy? Actually, very little, other than he sung a famous song called Daybreak. The story behind the song Daybreak is really the focus of this video. Within the past few years, the story has been told and retold, giving us insights into the boy that survived a 90-meter plunge in a cable car accident, the background into the life of the woman, Han Hong, who wrote the song and adopted the miracle child, and the story continues with the life of Han Ho Ho, now a young adult. I'm not sure if that's Ho Ho. Sorry. While Dimash's brilliance and extraordinary talent brings a new element to this song Daybreak, and it is the music video to be reviewed, the focal point of this video needs to be placed on what led up to the creation of the song. Before telling that story, let's talk about Dimash for a moment and his small role in this backstory. From January to April 2017, Dimash Qudaibergen competed on the Chinese talent show called I Am a Singer. At being the youngest contestant on the show at the time, and the first foreigner to compete, millions of Chinese people tuned in to watch this boy from Kazakhstan take on some of the best singers from China. As a result, Dimash became an instant success in China. The night before the fourth round of the competition, Dimash strained his vocal cords and could not speak, let alone sing. The show took Dimash to the doctors where they gave him some injections to give him relief. By the time showtime came, Dimash was back on stage singing Daybreak. While he may have come in fifth place out of 7 places that evening, I truly believe that this is the most emotional, heartfelt song that he has ever performed. And once you learn the backstory in detail, grab some tissues, if you're a softy like me, and prepare yourself for a roller coaster of emotions. Just a quick note about Han Hong, the original songwriter of Daybreak, before we dive into the backstory. In 2014, Han was invited to China's singing competition, I Am a Singer, in which she won, making her the first female winner to win the series. Han later returned for 2 more seasons in the fourth and fifth seasons, both as guest performers in the biannual concert airing after the live finals. Season 5 is the season Dimash performed. I wonder if he got to meet her. Han Hong, born in 1971 to a musical performer's family, is of mixed Tibetan and Han ethnicity. She is also an orphan. Her genre of singing is Chinese folk music, using Latin-styled music, rock and roll, R&B, and jazz in her songs. Her father fled to Tibet during Mao's Cultural Revolution and died when she was only 6 years old. In 2000, Han premiered her song It's Dawn for the Chinese holiday party. The song would later become known to those outside of China as Daybreak. October 1999, China is celebrating its national day where Chinese people go on holiday. Pan Tianchi and He Yanwen from Nanning, take their 2-year-old son, Pan Zihao, to China's Grand Canyon, known as Meiling River Gorge. The family begins to hike up the road along with hundreds of other families to reach the summit for a spectacular view of the gorge and river below. Part of the way up the road, everyone discovers that the road is blocked and no one can pass. Among many derelictions to be discovered in the court case, the owners of the cable car operation blocked the road to ensure maximum profits for the busy season. I will not bore you with the numerous evil decisions these money-hungry businessmen made leading up to this tragedy. And there were many, many of them to be found. Needless to say, they got off relatively easy with only a 6-year prison sentence. In my opinion, they should have gotten the death penalty. Pan Zihao's parents decided, along with almost everyone else going up the road, to take the cable car to the top, since the road was impassable. The safety limit for the cable car was only 12 people, as noted by the government officials numerous times to the owners previously. This day, despite being questioned by people boarding the cable cars as to whether they can hold the weight, the owners and operators assured the public getting on the cars that 36 people per car is safe versus the original quoted 12. Pan's family boarded the cable car and headed up the mountain. Just as the car was about to reach the top of the mountain, the accident happened. The car began sliding backwards. About 30 meters down, the middle traction cable broke. The car began swaying in the air, ultimately unseating the car from the cables, sending the cable car down 90 meters to a concreted ground below. There are many more gory details I'll leave out of this reporting. As the cable car was falling to the ground, Pan's parents lifted Pan above their heads to try to protect him. With success, Pan survived with only a small cut on his head. The parents sacrificed themselves for their child. The story of Pan, as well as the tragedy, spread throughout China. Han Hong knew she had to meet this miracle child. After several inquiries, Han met Pan in his hometown, where he was living with his relatives. From the first moment that Han called out Pan's name, he opened up his arms for a huge hug to her. They both knew they belonged to each other at that moment. There are conflicting reports whether Han Hong officially adopted Pan, now called Han Ho Ho. When the accident occurred, Han was already 30 years old and unmarried. As the public found out about Han adopting Pan, some were adamantly against the adoption, as were Pan's surviving family. You see, in China at this time, a person of a certain age had to get married and have children. And by this time, Han was at least 5 years beyond that date. And to have a child out of wedlock, even adoption, is a huge cultural norm that cannot be broken. Han gives the impression that the adoption was never official. She just took an immediate interest in Pan's life. From my research, Pan stayed with his surviving relatives and Han living elsewhere, but visited and called often and was very much an impact in his life. Pan is now known as Han Ho Ho, the name given to him by Han Hong. He is 27 years old this year, and he works with the same humanitarian welfare organization that his mother does. He too has chosen not to get married yet, but to continue to do humanitarian work to help others. I will place the link to Han Hong's song It's Dawn in the description box if you want to hear the original version. Most of the information I researched for this video about the tragedy came from the link I will also provide in the description box. If you've enjoyed this video thus far, please consider subscribing to my channel Exploring Thailand. Click on the like button too. And please leave me a comment to your thoughts, good and bad, about my video and channel. Well, with the backstory told, emotions running high, it is time to delve into Dimash Qudaibergen's version of Daybreak, as heard on China's I Am a Singer Season 5. Enjoy the video.
是一个秋天，风儿那么缠绵，让我看着他们那双无助大眼，只在那微烈风景相伴的地方，不停的雨水吹向城市深谷。就是那个秋天，再看不到爸爸的脸，他有他的憧憬，夺取我重生的起点。 黑暗中泪水长满了双眼，不要离开，不要伤害。我看到爸爸妈妈就这么走远，留在我身边陌生的温湿地，不知道未来还会有什么风险。我想要紧紧抓住她的手，妈妈告诉我希望还会有，看到太阳出来，妈妈笑了，天亮了，只是一个夜晚，天上星星点点，我在梦里感觉我的妈妈一样在看心上，扬起眼睛讲，你不要离开，不要转开。我看到爸爸，我看到爸爸妈妈就这么走远，留在我在那陌生的人世间，有我会给这成为个美丽的未来。我想要紧紧抓住她的手，妈妈告诉我希望还会有，看到太阳出来，太阳在发亮。爸爸妈妈就这么走远，留下我在那陌生的人世间，愿我为你去成为一个美丽的花园。我想要紧紧抓住她的手，妈妈告诉我希望还会有，看到太阳出来，他们出来。天
I tried getting the pre-show interview where he's going to the doctor and getting the injections, but I couldn't get the subtitles to work on my editing program here. So if you'd like to see that, go into YouTube and find another video of it, and you can watch the pre-interview. Well, there's not much more to be said, really. Dimash is brilliant as ever, and I'm moving onward to other Asian artists after this video, with hopes of coming back to Dimash in the future. Up next on my channel will be an introduction to Hua Chen-yu from China. He competed the year after Dimash, and many believe he should have won that season. But more about that controversy in his videos. As always, please consider subscribing to my channel, Exploring Thailand, where you can find this sub-channel, Exploring Asian Music or Asian Artists. Leave me a comment to let me know what you liked and what you did not like. Also, leave me a comment about what you think about the original song by Han Hong. The link of the song will be in the description box. Thank you for watching. This is Bill, your host, wishing you a happy day.